What's up, guys? How y'all doing? I know I'm a few minutes early, but I just wanted to note the notifications to go out because I've noticed that they go out a little bit late. So start a little bit early so we can get this thing going and get the conversation going because we want to get a lot of people in this conversation. Just mute this. Let me make sure the volume is working. Everything is good on that end. And then I'm just gonna go live on Facebook real quick. 1 second here. If you're just getting in, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining us. Just give it a second, and let's get a few people in the room here. Let's get a few people in the room. 1 second. Self-sustainability. Hi guys. Welcome to the conversation, guys. Welcome to the conversation. Thanks for hanging around. There's a few things that we're going to be talking about tonight. I got a few key words that we're going to be discussing. So I'm not sure if maybe you want to look up these words. You might, know the definition for yourself already. They're pretty basic words. But what we have, a couple of the words that I'm going to be using is society. First of all, society. So if you want to look that up to go ahead and follow on, society is one of the words that we're going to be using and referring a lot to. Love is another one of the words that we're really going to be diving in on. So if you want to just go ahead and figure out what your definition is, whether you want to use your personal definition or whether you want to use the definition that's coming out of your dictionary. Whatever it is you want to use matters not. But again, thank you for coming to the conversation. I really appreciate it. So let me just, like I said, we got a few minutes left here before we can actually start. I got 2 minutes left. So what I'm gonna do is let me just delete this. Come on in, guys. Thanks for coming. Thanks for joining. Like I said, I started a couple minutes early. We're gonna wait until 8 o'clock. Until 8:30 Eastern Standard Time because there's a few people that are coming in to join into the conversation with us. So just give it a second. Like I said, I started a few minutes early just so we can get a few people in the room. Thanks for joining. I'm also going live on Facebook here for a minute. I'm gonna bring the people in over from Facebook because what's been happening is, a lot of times what's been happening is that they're not showing the videos. They're not showing the videos because anytime you start speaking any kind of truth, they're not showing any videos. So if you're watching me on Facebook, do me a favor and get off of here, click that link, and go over to YouTube and join this conversation. It's going to be an awesome conversation. We're talking about the what's up, cuz how you doing, bro? Do me a favor, come on, touch the link on this and come on over to the Facebook. Come on over to the YouTube channel because I'm not going to stay live over here. I'm going to be talking live on the YouTube, about love. Rico, what's up, Rico? Rico has some very interesting points to add to the conversation. Rico, come on over to the to the YouTube live. The link is in this description. It's Urban Country Living. We're going to be talking about what's going on, bro. Yeah, so just come on over, man. Come on over to the thing and join the conversation. It's gonna be a good conversation tonight. We got a few people, coming on over, right? So it's gonna be real good. We're talking about self-love versus love of society. What's up, Roberto Vasquez? Come on over, bro. Come on over to the YouTube channel, right? Just click the link in this. I'm gonna end this live over here. Do me a favor and hit the link over here and come on over to the YouTube channel. There's a lot of things we got to discuss. A lot of things going on. Really, what the topic of tonight is going to be self-love versus society love, right? Yeah, it is. Great topic, bro. Great topic. Yeah, come on over and join the conversation and let's get this jammed up. We gotta beat the algorithms and kind of make it a grassroots effort. So You know, we got to do whatever we got to do. So it's 8:31, and I'm supposed to be starting at 8. So I'm gonna wrap this live up. I'm gonna end it right now. So guys, everybody that's here, click the link. Come on over to YouTube on Urban Country Living on YouTube. The link is gonna be right in this video. Hey guys, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate everybody that's here. Let me just open up my notes, and I'm gonna get right into it because I don't want to keep you all on your Sunday night. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Please be very active in the comments, right? So, a couple of things I want to talk about. First thing I want to talk about is self-love, right? But in order to get into self-love, let's first get into the definition itself of love, right? And reading from the definition of love, this is coming from Webster's dictionary on from your Google search, right? You search your own, as you see when you search up any definition. Now you're going to get a couple of any word. Now you're going to get a couple of different words, couple of words in the definition, right? So the first definition that we're going to deal with is we're going to be dealing with love. Okay, love is a noun, right? The plural for love is loves, so you could have more than one love, right? Absolutely. Okay, so first definition, an intense feeling of deep affection. An intense feeling of deep affection, right? So like babies fill their parents with the feeling of love. Absolutely correct. I got, plenty of babies. I can attest for that one, right? You also got deep romantic or sexual attachment to someone, right? We've all felt that because we're adults here. There's no children here, of course. So we got that one covered. You got the next one is affectionate greetings conveyed to someone on someone's behalf. All right. So we're going a little bit. Affectionate greetings. Okay, if you can call that love. I'm sure that's what they define it as. A formula for ending an affection letter. So just basically the words love. We got a couple comments. Patrice is in the building. Hey, sis, how you doing? Coffee and tea is in the building. All right, we got a few people in the building. If you guys want to check in, I'm always going to be reading the comments. If there's anything that you want to add to the thing, let's add. But let's continue. The third one, a person or a thing's loved one. A person or a thing that one loves, right? So, like for instance, I love my wife, or I love my car, or I love money, or I love my computer, or whatever it can be, right? All right. So let's look at society. Society. The aggregate of people living together in more or less ordered community, right? The aggregate of people living together in a more or less ordered community. Okay? Using the sentence, drug crime and other damage to society. Okay? Then they have the community of people living in a particular country or a region and having shared customs, laws, and organizations. That kind of sounds like my idea of society. I don't know which one of these you want to pick for your idea of society. And then you have another one, a specified section of a community. Specified section of a community. Sure, yeah, you can call that a society, just a specified. Me personally, I'm more gonna go with the community of people living in a particular country, region, and having shared customs, because I pretty much sum up what we got going on in America here. Then we have an organization or club formed for a particular purpose or activity. Okay, yeah, definitely, I can agree with that one too. Okay, and then you have another one, the situation of being in company of other people. All right, fine. So pretty much people that have to live together, people that have to do things together, you pretty much want to call it a society, right? So I real quick just wanted to get those out of the way because I want to talk about love for self, you know, and what is love for self? Love for self, let's look at the definition. See what the definition say. Let's not guess about it. Love for self, they got it in the dictionary. Self-love. It's a noun. An appreciation of one's own worth or virtue. An appreciation of one's own worth or virtue. All right, bet. So that's self-love. So it's a contrast between loving yourself, having self-love, or having love for society. And the reason why I want to bring that up is because there's a lot of different conversations going on right now at one particular time. And, of course, we're all going to say everybody can pretty much agree on the fact that the reason why these conversations are going on in America or across the world today is because of, rest in peace, George Floyd. Doesn't matter what you believe about, his life that he lived while he was here. We can all agree that his life shouldn't have ended the way it ended. That we can all agree on. And if you can't agree on that, do me a favor and explain it for us in the comments so I can possibly learn from you, and the other people here, can learn from you as well. But we can all agree that there's major injustices been going on in America against multiple people. And that's part of the discussion, right? Multiple people. There's been plenty going on. There's a part of society, of this society. Somebody has a comment. Give me 1 second. I'm going to get into it. But there is a part of this society that will say, which I'm a part of this society, that will say that, hey, me and my people are on the bottom of the society and we suffer more injustices than anybody else. Okay, well, let's put that to the side because I can't take that away from anybody. If you disagree, go ahead, please put it into the comments. We're going to get to it later. But saying that to say, we can't. We have to find a balance somewhere in between love for self and love for society somehow, because there's many injustices going on many different levels. Now, my injustice might be different than your injustice, but injustice is injustice at the end of the day. We can, you can go back to a sin being a sin. Whether you steal something or you kill somebody, you're just wrong. Wrong is wrong. Yes, you have levels of wrong, but wrong is wrong, right? On that note, give me 1 second. Let's get into the comment and see what's going on, because I see some comments coming in. So, Coffee and Tea says, facts, he didn't deserve to die that way. Absolutely not. I absolutely agree. And then we have Leanne O'Hare. Yeah, I figured out YouTube Live. Cool. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us, Leanne. Glad to hear your voice. Thank you. Glad that you're here. Please, add your comments. Now let's get back. Let's get back to where we were at. I want to kind of get into the importance of self-love, because my wife and I were having a conversation the other day, and, it really kind of stuck out to me that one of the things that humanity needs is for us to individually have self-love. And, how do you love yourself? There's a lot of ways of loving yourself. Yes, you can please share the live on Facebook. Yes, definitely. Please share the live on Facebook. I really appreciate that. And anybody in here that feel like there's anybody that they should add, or if there's any way, please share it, because like I said, the algorithms are beating us, so we gotta do a grassroots effort, and we need to have conversations like that, like this, the hard conversations. It's easy to have the little small conversations, like it's really to have the little fluff conversations, but that on the Sunday nights, like I have better things to do, you have better things to do, right? So we're gonna, if you're gonna be here with me on this Sunday nights, we're gonna have some hard to have conversations, period. Um, but back to what I was saying. We really need self love, and self love. Sometimes we have to start peeling back the layers and question what is actually self love, because what is self love to you? And please share in the comments. Is self love to you? Do you love yourself more when you achieve things that society says you are supposed to achieve? Do you love yourself more when you have a fresh lineup and a fresh haircut? Do you love yourself more when your dreads are long? Do you love yourself more when your hair is nice, neatly twisted? Do you love yourself more when you put on your jewelry? Do you love yourself more when you're the boss at work? Like, what is it that makes you love yourself? For me, I'm going to encourage you to peel back the layers of all of that, because none of that is really important to love yourself. None of that is really important to love yourself. And, I'm not some professor or some guru on any kind of anything. I like to learn. That's why I keep on saying, please, comment, put your comments, because I love to learn from you guys. I love to learn from everyone. But what I have figured out, how when I'm to the point where my love for myself, right? You said pulling back the layers of love is understanding who you are. Yes, absolutely. Pulling back the layers of love is understanding and owning okay, hold on. And own that very, yeah, and owning that very area. Absolutely. I absolutely agree, and that's exactly where I was going to get to. The next comment I'm going to get to in a second, but let me touch on Patrice Thomas' comment. Yes, pulling back the layers, that's how I've learned to love myself. I'm not going to tell you, one thing I'm not going to do is tell people how to think, right? But I will share with you what has brought me to this point in my life, right? And in this point in my life right now, I'm completely in love with myself. I'm completely in love with myself. And some people might hear that and say, this guy is conceited, and this guy is... It has nothing to do with being conceited. What it has to do with is I've come to a certain acceptance of this. These 43 years of living and all the experiences that I've went through has brought me to this point right here where I sit in front of you today. And unfortunately, I happen to like this dude. I happen to like this dude. So when I look in the mirror, I don't have to, sometimes I come on my lives or I come on my videos and I don't have my hair combed and I'm looking thuggish, and my cousins and them be like, yo, dude, what are you doing? Like, no shave, like, what are you doing? But I'm at a point where I really love myself. I love everything about this person right here, right? So, just saying that to say, it came, just saying that to say, I'm just reading some of them comments and laughing, but just saying that to say, that shapes the way I think about certain things, and it shapes the way I think about all of the things that happened to me that brought me to this point, especially the negative things, because the things that I would look at and say, those things were negative and those were hard to go through, those were the ones that built real, true true character, right? So pause on that, and before I get into the next thing, remind me that was I'm on building true character. So let me get into the comments a little bit before this gets out of hand on me. And I really appreciate you guys. I really appreciate you guys getting into this comments. I really appreciate it. I actually have my wife here with me. Can you help me out and read some of these comments for me if you don't mind? So Babe's gonna get out. Give me a second. She's gonna get in and read some of the comments. You just gotta speak loudly. That's all. They'll hear you.
Okay, Patrice Thomas says the society won't love everything about you. Coffee and Tea says facts, Patrice Thomas. Society will never be completely satisfied with you.
True, very true, very true.
Patrice Thomas says pulling back the layers is like peeling an onion, and it has different layers.
You know, different layers, and you know, to that point, Patrice, we're not cooking, so if we're gonna start peeling back the layers, we might as well just peel it all back. You know, somebody said to me, I was in a post earlier. It was a very controversial post. I was in earlier, and I had to save it because I was gonna bring it up. The post said, one of my friends posted this. He said, the left controls every major institution in America: mainstream media, academy, administrative, government, Hollywood, big tech, etc. So if institutionalized racism exists, whose fault is it? It's a great point. And if you look at some of the if you went into some of the comments, there were a lot of what you call free thinkers under that comment, because a lot of people are riding for the Democrat Party just out of fact of riding for the Democrat Party, and a lot of people are riding for the Republican Party just for the fact of riding for the Republican Party, and it's kind of ridiculous because when you look at it, both parties are only just taking advantage of the situation and people's emotions. If you really peel back the layers, you know, like Sis says, if you really peel back the layers of both of these parties, none of these parties give two damns about actual freedom in America. Actual freedom. And somebody said earlier, the saying freedom is free. Freedom is not free is a stupid saying. Well, freedom isn't free. You know, and I hope you're here and you can elaborate on that if you're, you know, because you said you were going to come in earlier, but he was another person under this post, and everybody else was pretty much a free thinker, and then there was an oddball in the post, and the oddball was pretty much laughing at everybody's free thinking, which I'm looking at it and it's just like, it's crazy. Like, these people are actually not blinded by the left or the right. They're seeing through both of it, and you're stuck on your side. So all you want to do is come with talking points. The talking points that you've heard from talk radio, and you've heard from the news, and you've heard from the television station, and you know the memes that are going around, and it's just talking points. And it's crazy because, you know, it's really crazy because a lot of there's so much of that going on. People are taking on other people's opinion and owning it as if it's their own. That's not loving yourself. A part of loving yourself, I mentioned to my wife the other night. She has her own show. She has a couple of series, but she has a show. Shelly Speaks Truth, and one night she was doing research for one of her shows, and she was asking me, she was like, well, what do you think about this and what do you think about that? And I had to put her back in check, because your thoughts are your thoughts. You put that show together, Shelly Speaks Truth, because you have your truth that you need to speak. Like, don't let anybody else's truth interfere with your actual truth, because we're at a time right now in this world where, or on this earth right now, where it's the age of Aquarius. It's a great awakening. It's an awakening age. People are waking up from years of slumber. Me personally, I was one to always look at politics as if that's really not something for me. I registered it as an independent just simply because I didn't want to be labeled with either one of the parties. You're not going to put me in this box, or you're not going to put me in that box. Independent, okay. I just like the way they sound. They sound like I could be independent and I can vote for a Republican, or I can vote for a Democrat, or I can vote for an independent. I can vote for whoever I want to vote for. But like I said, this is the great age of Aquarius. This is an awakening age, and me myself, I'm going through my own personal awakening and realizing that yes, this politics has a lot to do with the life that we live. It has a lot to do with the life that we live. So brings me to the point of, now I gotta figure, do I love myself more than I love the society that we live in? That's a hell of a question. Now, when you think about what is the society, because that's what it makes me think about. Now, in order for me to say I love anything more than myself, we gonna have to peel back some layers. Because in order for me to love society more than I love myself, I don't know what society would have to be in order for me to be able to do that. I don't know if there's enough layers to peel back. Yes, there is. Actually, there is. We'd have to all the way pull all the layers back. I'm a pause on that because the comments is going crazy. Shelly, you want to come into the comments for me?
Okay, I'm gonna try to pick up where we left off.
Speak up, please.
I'm gonna try to pick up where we left off when you were talking about the Republicans and the Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
Coffee and tea. Both parties care about their agendas.
Absolutely, and only their agendas. Period. But it's not only just the parties, because everybody has an agenda. If we're peeling back layers, we're going to peel back all the layers. Everybody has an agenda. Period. Everybody has an agenda. No matter how much love you have, even me myself with my children, I have an agenda. My agenda is to see my children. With my children, my agenda is to see my children grow. So human beings don't move without an agenda. But yes, absolutely right. Go ahead.
Leanne O'Leary says, yes, it is a great point. Leanne went on to say, yes, people's emotions. And then she followed up with your comment about freedom. Leanne says, that's true, it's not free. Always a price to pay and something to sacrifice for freedom. Coffee and Tea says, Leanne O'Leary, yes, our emotions can sometimes make us easy to be manipulated.
Oh, yes. Ooh, that's a comment right there. Yes, our emotions can make us easily manipulated. That's exactly what's going on with us right now. And I don't want to get in whether it's orchestrated or whether it's organic. Or one thing I'm going to tell you that I've been telling people from last year on this very internet is that if it goes viral from last year, a full year from before, what month are we in? June. We're in June. So from last June, I forgot what the event was. No, it was something about, somebody said something racist. It was a company that said something racist. They put out a shirt or something that was racist, and everybody in the media was talking about it, right? And from that point on, I was telling people, like, listen, if it goes viral, it's not organic. If it goes viral, it's not organic. There was a time that we were able to go, things were able to go viral organically. There was definitely a time things went viral organically. Algorithms cut that out. Anything that you see going viral right now, there's a reason why it's going viral. Some force is behind it, pushing it to get it going viral. This is not back in the day when, a girl can do something funny, and or a guy, or whatever, you could do something funny on the internet and upload a video, and it just takes off and a bunch of people like it, and those days are over, and they've been over since last year, since a whole year from now. So for the last at least year, everything that you've seen that's gone viral in the news, in the media, it is not organic. There's forces behind it. So with that being said, keeping that in mind, and seeing how this thing with, rest in peace, George Floyd, went so viral so fast, that automatically will tell you that there's forces behind it pushing it to be that viral. Now, it's up to you. Use your free thinking to figure out why. That's the big question. Why? Right? I'm not going to go into that because I'm not a conspiracy type of guy. My brain power is it's not big enough to figure all of that stuff out. I'm a simple kind of guy. I want to get back to society, right? And what I was going to say is, if we're going to peel back layers, let's peel back all the layers, because there is one way that I would be able to come to you and honestly tell you that I would be able to even think about loving society more or even equal to myself. And the only way that would be is if we'd have to peel back all of this. That means human beings would no longer have to pay to live. Human beings would not have a monetary system in order to live. If you notice, we're the only idiots on planet Earth that actually pay to live. There's no squirrels, there's no rabbits, there's no dogs, there's no cats, that there's no birds, there's no lizards, the snakes, the monkeys, the lions, the tigers, the bears, oh my, all of them. We're the only idiots out of all of these creatures that pay to live. We feel like, for some reason, if the supermarket shuts down, we can't eat. We feel like, for some reason, if trucks aren't on the road, we're not able to get food. We feel like, for some reason, if FP&L, Florida Power and Light, because I'm in Florida, or whoever your electricity carrier is, doesn't bring electricity to you, then we can't live. It's really crazy. It's really crazy. Somewhere along the line, I don't know if it's one person can't be this damn smart. So I would think it has to be a collective of people. A collective of people somewhere along the line said, "Hey, look, we've got to make everybody else live this way for whatever reason." And for me to try to go that far to try to figure out somebody else's mind, and why they would actually do that to society, I don't know, but it's wickedness. It's wickedness. We are so far removed from the earth. We're so far removed from the earth. It's to the point now where you guys could look it up. Look into it. I promise you, they're trying to make it's right now. There's a push going on to kind of merge human beings with technology. you could see it for yourself if you really want to look at it, you know. But it depends on what you want to look at. But yes, absolutely, there's a push right now going on to merge humans with technology. That society, if that's where society is going, listen, I'm falling more out of love with the society. I'm falling more out of love with the society. In order for me to start falling in love with this society, we got to start peeling back layers, you know, and that's going to start individually. That's going to start individually. That's not something that we can do collectively. That's something that each individual has to start to do within, you know, and start to check themselves. You know, we had another discussion with me and my wife the other night, but I'm gonna pause right there and see, baby, can you get in the comments for us?
Okay, I got. Hold on, because there's a couple that has come in, and I want to pick up where I left off. Okay, I'm just gonna jump into the ones that's from what we're talking about right now. Coffee and Tea says, yes, it's sad what humanity has done to the earth. Greed has put us through hell on earth. Leanne Leary
right.
says, I agree with that. Leanne goes on to say, yes, greed has, you're right on. And then Leanne says, becoming so civilized has caused us to become so dependent. You're right, Andre.
You know, and it's unfortunately, I hate to be, you see, sometimes you hate to be right. Sometimes you hate to be right. You know, a lot of times when I hear, yo, I'm right, and I hear that sometimes in these posts because I'm different. When I come into your conversation online, I'm coming into the conversation, I want to read where everybody's at, first off. And I'm coming in simple. I'm not coming in with any kind of preconceived nothing. The only kind of preconceived thing that I'm coming in with is the fact that I know that I love me, and you can't change that, and that I love the earth, not the society that was created and put on top of earth, not that. I love earth, and I love me. So when I come into you and I'm talking to you, I'm peeling back layers. Like, a lot of people want to get caught up in Black Lives Matter, and I'm not black, I'm Puerto Rican, and I have black friends, and I'm not racist, and I don't owe you anything because my ancestors didn't do anything to your ancestors. And that's all a part of the made up system to keep us separated. You see, because you can't, if I'm one person, right? They say 10% of the world, they said 10% of the population controls the other 90% of the population. The 10% of the population that has the money, that the 10% of the population that has 90% of the money of the population controls the other 90% of the population, right? That's what they say. So if I'm only one person and I'm going to control 10 people, the first thing I really have to do, other than figuring out who's the weakest and who's the strongest, is I got to get those 10 people separated somehow. Somehow divided, because all 10 of them come at me one time, I don't have a chance. I have a chance if one comes first and another one comes, or even if two come this way and two come that way, I could stand a chance. But if all 10 of them come at me one time, I don't stand a shadow of a chance. So the best thing for me to do is split up their attacks. That's the best thing for me to do. And if I can even be a little bit smarter than that, if I'm a little bit smarter than that, I gotta check this, because cool. Give me 1 second, guys. Any comments? No comments. All right, listen. Never mind. Where was that, babe? Remind me. Sorry, that was kind of.
You were talking about how if you have 10 people coming at you,
Yeah.
you
I
need to split them up.
yeah, if I got 10 people coming at me, the easiest thing for me to do is split them up, because if they come at me like I was saying, they're just gonna get on me and whoop me. I don't stand a chance. But easiest thing for me to do is to get them to come at me separately, right? Get one at a time, or at least two at a time, to come at me separately, and I stand a better chance. But if I'm even smarter than that, what I can do now is try to get them to turn against each other. Because if they turn against each other, now they definitely ain't coming at me the same with me. Now we're not gonna get two at a time, right? I might get one from this way, and I might get another one from this way. I might get another one coming over from there, and I might get another one from over there. You know it. So the smartest thing would be for me to do is for me to turn them against each other. So that's what I see that is going on, and it's been going on for a long time. Because if you look at it, look how many divisions they have for human beings. We have some comments coming in here. Can you please?
Um, just one comment from Coffee and Tea says, yes, the power players know a house divided cannot stand.
Absolutely, absolutely right. The power players, they know that, because a house divided will never stand. A house divided will never stand. You have to be united. You have to be united. Which I'm not going to keep you guys all night. Hey, brother, you made it. You made it. Good. I'm glad I paused for you. That's Rob. I was just talking about your comment earlier, the wandering Floridian I see in the thing. I was just talking about your post earlier, and how there was a bunch of free thinkers in that post, and then there's we had the one oddball that was actually laughing at people for thinking freely, which to me was kind of weird, but I'm not gonna go back on that. Um, what basically what I was saying is a house divided can't stand. So that's part of it. It's part of our of this whole society, is to keep us separated. Keep black people thinking that that the majority of white people are out to get you. Keep white people thinking that the majority of black people are out to get you. Think Jewish, have everybody thinking Jewish people are out to get all the money, and then have people thinking that Chinese people are out all out to control the world, and having people think that Republicans think this way and Democrats that think that way, when they both actually think the same damn way, and that independent is different than a Green Party guy, and and a short person shouldn't get along with a tall person, and a fat person is better than a skinny person. And I mean, there's so many different ways to separate us. So if we want to start peeling back layers, we could peel all of this back, and they don't have nothing. The people that control, because believe it or not, there are 10% of the population that controls the other 90%. And I'm going to venture to say that the reason why this whole society is the way it is, or even exists, is simply to keep that 10% in control of the 90%. Period. I mean, if you peel all the layers back, and like I said, I'm always down for learning. I always want to learn. So if you see where I'm wrong, and you see where my thought pattern should be different, please share in a comment, because I want to learn. And like I said, the reason why I love these conversations, I love seeing these hard conversations online. Every time I see one of these posts online that is going to be controversial, I'm jumping in that post. I'm jumping right in that post. And my wife is always looking. My girl, she should slap me for that one. My wife is always looking at me looking at me like, yo, what kind of trouble you're getting yourself into now? Because it's all learning for me. It's all learning for me. I want to hear all the different opinions, and I want to hear why people think the way they think. You know, um, so definitely, guys, try that and try to listen to yourself. Listen to yourself. Fall in love with yourself. Fall in love with your own thoughts. Like, fall in love with that voice inside that says, hey, look, so and so doesn't make sense. Fall in love with that. That's you. It's you. It's what it is. I'm not gonna stay long. But like, it's real. What it comes down to is, do we love this society more than we love ourselves? So I'm gonna urge everyone. To look inside and figure out, do you, what is it, what is love of self to you? And ask yourself, what is this society, and do I love this society enough to somehow alter my love for myself to fit into this society? I venture to say you're going to find the answer is going to be no every single time. I venture to say, I have a comment, Coffee and Tea. Coffee and Tea says,
Coffee and Tea says, great show. I love these talks.
oh, thank you very much, Coffee and Tea. We really appreciate it. I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna stay long, but I am gonna wrap it up. If there's anything that you want to add to the comments, this is the time that I really would appreciate for you to add it, so we can we can wrap this up. I have about 15 minutes on here tops left, because I really don't want to spend too much of your Sunday night. I really appreciate you guys coming with me. But again, I'm going to say, dig into yourself and fall in love with yourself. Fall in love with the real you. Not what society has said you should be. Like, forget about, like, peel the layers back. Peel the layers back and think about what it is that you could be happy with without you. If you peeled away everything, if you stripped away everything you possibly have, right? We're in a coronavirus now. We're in a coronavirus time now. We're in a damn near a civil war time right now, right? With all of that stuff going on, ask yourself, if shit was to hit the fan, excuse my language, but I'm going to repeat myself. If shit was to hit the fan right now, and the lights were shut off, the lights had to shut off because somebody bombed wherever provided your electricity, and you couldn't flip the switch and get electricity. So that means you can't flip your switch and turn on your stove for those of us that don't have gas stoves. And if you do have gas stoves, somewhere along the line, I'm sure this is some electricity that makes that gas stove work. So think about that. Think about if the shit was to hit the fan tomorrow. Because shit can hit the fan tomorrow. There's territories right now in America, there at least one, that we know about. The news is not telling you everything, because if you do research on it, if you try to find it, you're not going to find anything on Chaz. You'll find what they want to tell you. But you're not going to find any up-to-date information like what happened today, what happened within the last 10 hours. And there's people in Chaz right now streaming out of Chaz. All of that is being shut down online. So you really don't know what's going on over there. We only know what they tell us, unless you're there. So just think about it. If the shit was to hit the fan, if we went through real shit that they went through back in the day, could you thrive? Could you thrive if all the layers of the onion was peeled back? Can you thrive? I'm not talking about surviving, because we're survivors. We're humans. We're gonna survive. We're gonna survive. All right. No matter what happens, you're gonna survive. We're survivors. Can only kill flesh. But that's a whole nother subject. If you peel the layers back of the onion, and you can't go get gas at the gas station So your vehicles, you have about 3, 4, 5 days of driving. The lights are shut down. The internets are shut down. Can you thrive? And if the answer is no, we got some searching. We got some searching to do, because all of that is made up. That's all brought to you by man. So we really got to do some self-searching, some soul searching. If we can't live without any of these things that man has provided us with and turned us into a consumer, turned us into a modern day slave, his consumer, his modern day slave. Because if you would rather be dead than to be living without all of these man-made, unfortunately, we're enslaved mind. But with that, I'm gonna leave you guys. Please check out the rest of the channel. During the week, I'm loading up my gardening videos. I'm loading up some cooking videos, some DIY stuff. I did see another comment coming in. So, Shells, babes, can you please?
Just one last comment from the only comment I seen come in from Coffee and Tea. Most of us are not ready because we have let everything that makes us connected to nature take second place to this artificial society. It's time to get back to basics.
And unfortunately, that statement is very, very true. Unfortunately, her statement is very, very true. Most of us, you see, because most people in here are around my age, 30s, 30s, 40s, right? Late 30s, mid 30s, 30s, 40s, I would think. So we've spent all of that time to be a part of this society. And now, because of the Great Awakening, because of the Age of Aquarius, we're starting to peel back layers. And it's hard. It ain't easy. And it won't be easy. Or it can be, if you want it to. It depends on how you look at it. Really and truly, it really depends on how you look at it. Because a rose is always a rose. A rose is always a rose. But when you look at a rose, do you see the thorns? Are you focusing on the thorns? Or are you focusing on the petals? Are you focusing on the fact that if you grab that rose in the bottom, it's going to stick you, and those thorns are very sharp? Or are you focusing on the beauty of the rose and how the petals open up and how the little water dew just bubbles up on the rose petal, and it doesn't really penetrate it? Those are the things you look at when you look at a rose. So, it's back to perception. How hard is it? It's going to depend on how you're looking at it. Just like with everything else. Because absolutely, your mind and your thoughts create your reality at the end of the day. And with that, I love you guys. Please press the like button. Hit the subscribe if you're not a subscriber to the channel. I really appreciate it. Share the video. If you are a subscriber to the channel, you are my #1 fan. If you're a subscriber to the channel, you are my #1 fan. I really appreciate it. Thanks for all your love and all your support. See you again soon.